wineries. Check out the details. Tom, I think it's at NewJerseyWines.com. Does that sound right? NewJerseyWines.com. I mentioned Drumthwacket for the competitions. Speaking of Drumthwacket, I'm also proud to announce our second event today. First Lady Tammy Murphy and I are putting our own skin in the game. Every New Jerseyan who gets their first shot before the end of May, and in this case, it includes everyone who has already been vaccinated over the past 5+ months, as well as those folks getting vaccinated over the course of the next few weeks or 2 weeks, is eligible to win a private dinner with the two of us, either at historic Drumthwacket, the official governor's residence in Princeton, or at the Governor's Shore Home a couple of miles north of here, right here at Island Beach State Park. In either location, this will include a private tour of the house and the grounds, along with dinner. To enter, please visit our main website, covid19.nj.gov, in this case, /dinner, covid19.nj.gov/dinner. And Tammy and I look forward to hosting you and a guest for dinner. And now for the big one, although those two are pretty big, particularly the one with the wineries, and the reason why we're actually here at Island Beach State Park. No Jersey summer would be complete without a trip to either the shore or to one of our beautiful state parks. And for this, Sean and his team at the DEP are stepping up in a big way. We're calling this one Vax and Visit. For every New Jerseyan who has at least their first shot by July 4th is eligible to receive a free season State Parks Vax Pass, good for entrance at any one of our state parks for the rest of the 2021 season, from Memorial Day weekend through the end of this calendar year. And yes, that includes right here at Island Beach State Park, in addition to all the other 18 state parks which have parking or entrance fees. A season pass would normally cost you $50. But the State Parks Vax Pass is free for doing the right thing and getting vaccinated to help us end this pandemic. Here's how it works, and Sean will give you more detail. Starting next Thursday, May 27th, go to nj.gov/vaxandvisit. Again, nj.gov/vaxandvisit to register for your State Parks Vax Pass, and you will receive an email with your Vax Pass. Then simply go to any state park and show your Vax Pass, your ID, and your vaccination card. You could visit as often as you like. And again, I know Sean will have more details. So for all of you who have already stepped up and raised your sleeve and gotten your vaccinations, this means you can usher in Memorial Day weekend with a free trip to one of our state parks once you've completed the online registration. And importantly, for those of you who have either just started your vaccination process now or haven't yet gotten your first dose, here's our invitation. Visit one of our more than 1,700 vaccination sites and complete the process of getting yourself and your loved ones vaccinated and protected against COVID. Then get your state park Vax Pass and enjoy a day here at Island Beach State Park or at any one of our 50 other state parks, forests, or recreation areas as many times as you want on us. And by the way, if you've already purchased a season pass, don't worry, we've got you two covered, and you can apply to have the cost of your pass reimbursed. Again, I'll ask Sean to give more details in a few moments, but again, I thank him and the great team at DEP for this great idea, and a particular shout out to the folks at the Division of Parks and Forestry, some of whom are with us today. Again, nj.gov/vax and visit, beginning next Thursday, May 27th. Now before we hear from Sean and Tom, let's take a quick run through the latest numbers. We are reporting a total of 3,935,694 full vaccinations, Sean, that's potentially a lot of free passes, but each one is richly deserved. Again, 3,935,694 completely vaccinated New Jerseyans. Looking to the case count, we are today adding 626 new positive PCR and presumed positive antigen test results. The positivity rate for all PCR tests recorded on Saturday. Remember, on weekends, our positivity rates have been consistently higher. This is a little bit higher, but not much higher, 3.86%. And the statewide rate of transmission is down a bit to 0.5. Just what we wanted. In our hospitals, as of last night's report, there were 782 total patients being treated. That's the first time under 800 in a long time. There were 168 patients in our ICUs and 110 of them requiring a ventilator. Throughout yesterday, 97 live patients were discharged from our hospitals, while 74 new COVID positive patients were admitted, and there were 15 reported in-hospital deaths, each of which remain under investigation, not yet confirmed. However, with the heaviest of hearts, we are reporting an additional 21 confirmed COVID-related deaths today, and given it's a Wednesday, we've revised the number of probable deaths to 2,660. We will get back to memorializing some of the brothers and sisters who we have lost at our press conference on Monday. The major metrics show that clearly we have this virus on the run. But those last numbers, the numbers of those who just entered our hospitals or who have passed away, are stark reminders that while we have COVID on the run, the fight is not yet over. So please go out and get vaccinated. Today, we've given you 3 more reasons to step up and be a part of the statewide army that is chasing this virus down and making COVID history. And speaking of that, our Operation Jersey Summer Outreach Teams, the so-called COVID-19 Community Corps, have begun hitting the streets and cities across the state. They will be going door to door in areas where we need more folks to get vaccinated, to get facts out into the community, and to talk directly with residents about the importance of their being vaccinated. And by the way, as of literally today, that team has bulked up considerably, now both volunteered and paid staff. If a member of the COVID-19 Community Corps knocks on your door, please take a minute to speak with them. Community Corps members will all be wearing clear identification badges and blue safety vests and will follow all health and safety protocols. Our team, by the way, is multilingual, importantly. All responses to questions are confidential and will be invaluable in helping us get vital resources to your community so we can end this pandemic and get on with our recovery together. And when you do go out to get vaccinated, your vaccination card can be your ticket to a free glass of wine at one of our great wineries, or perhaps dinner with the First Lady and me at Drumthwacket or here at Island Beach State Park, or for a summer of free visits to Island Beach State Park and the 50 state parks elsewhere in the great state of New Jersey. We are pulling out all the stops to make this the best summer ever in New Jersey. With that, please help me welcome the Acting Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Protection, Sean LaTourette. Sean?
So thank you, Governor. I'm just a little shorter than you. Just that if you don't mind. So I don't know that I have much more details to give because he covered a lot. But here's the thing. We've got this virus on the run, so let's get everybody into our parks to go for a run, to connect with each other, right? Again, after a year of being too disconnected. I mean, who doesn't love a park, right? I mean, parks are a great place to connect with each other and with nature. They improve our physical health and our mental health. And what I love most about a park is that parks are for everyone. No matter who you are or where you come from, how much money you make, what you look like or who you love, it is a space for you. And so the team at the Department of Environmental Protection and the Division of Parks and Forestry in particular are so excited that we get to build on what we saw last year when our parks and our open spaces were one of the few places to get a respite from the hell that we've all been through together. We saw first-time visitorship at our parks, and we want everyone to come back. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. And on your way here, let's do what we've all been so good at in beating back this virus. Let's take good care of ourselves and each other. Get vaccinated. Take care of your neighbors. Remind them. Tell them to go to nj.gov/vaxandvisit so they can go to the park too. And whether you're north or south, right, from the forests of High Point and Worthington down to the urban greenscapes of the Great Falls in Patterson, to here, Island Beach State Park, down to Wharton and the Pinelands, or all the way down to Cape May Point, there is so much to see and come to love and enjoy. So get out there. If you've already purchased an annual pass, we will make sure that you get reimbursed. Next week, as everybody runs out this week to get those vaccines to sign up on Thursday, before Memorial Day weekend, you'll log on to nj.gov/vaxandvisit, and you'll be able to sign up for the pass. You'll have it right there on your phone or print out a copy. Just show it at the entrance station along with your ID and your Vax card. It's that easy. If you don't have access to the internet, we've got you covered. Someone at our gatehouses will help you get the pass too. Because we are all in this together, just as we have been thus far and will be until this thing is gone. So I want to just give, in closing, a special thanks to our Assistant Commissioner for Natural and Historic Resources, Ray Bukowski, our new Director of Parks and Forestry, John Cecil, who we recently stole from New Jersey Audubon, and I'm not sorry. And to here at Island Beach State Park, our Superintendent, Jen Clayton, who knows what it's like to manage the crowds we get. And we will move people through and get folks admitted as quickly as we can. We'll get real-time updates on our parks web pages as our team has done historically to make sure folks know how full a park is. And always check those before you leave so you're not too disappointed sometimes by waits that can occur. And we'll try to address those very, very quickly. But the quickest way to do that is make sure you're getting your pass next Thursday at nj.gov/vaxandvisit. Thank you so much. And thank you to Governor Murphy for making this all possible.
Sean, thank you, man. I mentioned 50 other. There are 51 state parks, including Island Beach. 18 or 19 require admission?
18.
18 require admission. So that's, in case you're wondering about those different numbers, 18 require either an entrance fee or some other form of admission. The balance are free of charge. So it's directed in particular to ones that normally would require a fee. I mentioned Tom Costantino in my remarks. He's been a friend since we've gotten here in office. We've done a lot with his organization. He's the executive director of the Garden State Wine Growers Association, and he and his 9-member wineries are stepping up in a big way. Tom Costantino, come on down.
Thank you, Governor. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor, actually, to have the Garden State Wine Growers Association be involved in promoting the vaccinations. You know, it's been a trying year for everyone, and including our wineries. You know, last March, when everything closed down, our wineries were in the midst of pruning the vines, getting everything ready, vineyard managers. And then all of a sudden, wineries had to adapt. We were deemed to be an essential business. So our wineries learned how to set up curbside sales and takeout sales. And they also did direct shipping to stay alive. And come June, we wrote a plan and we got everybody prepared to reopen June 15th. And our wineries became one of the greatest alternatives for people to find entertainment because we were the only guys open. And our wineries operated in a safe manner, setting things up, social distance, and they thrived over the summer months, and including bringing in hundreds of new patrons to each winery that discovered that New Jersey has over 50 wineries because they were looking for things to do and realized the great experiences that could be had at our wineries. So now, as we go into Memorial Day weekend, in fact, next weekend there's the first wine festival of the year, the Pour Into Summer Wine Festival down in Wildwood. We were the only state in the country to do wine festivals last year. We did 4 of them in October because we basically set up the rules and guidelines to operate safely, and we've continued to do that in all our wineries. So we're looking forward to getting everyone back out over the summer in a safe manner at our wineries, but we want you to get vaccinated. And that's why I'm proud that 9 of our member wineries have stepped up to join the fight, to educate the public, to give them the tools to get vaccinated and to come out and enjoy the 50-plus wineries that are now open in New Jersey and enjoy our award-winning wines. Thank you, Governor, and I look forward to one day now in the fall being back for the Governor's Cup.
Betcha. Look forward to it. Thanks, Tom. Tom, thank you. And by the way, if you're not an aficionado of New Jersey wines, as we have become over the past several years, they consistently win blind taste tests against what you would think of as other of the big guys, like in California or France or Italy. Just consistently outstanding wines at great value. And I'll bet you, Tom, without knowing, I'll bet you the number of participants in this program, I'll bet you it goes up. We saw that with our fine breweries. Again, we've got some of the best craft breweries in America. That number has gone up in terms of the participating breweries, and I'll bet you the same thing happens here with the wineries, because this is 1 + 1 = 3. It's good for everybody. Pat, you're with us, but I think it's fair to say no compliance reports. And you're doing a great job on the weather this week, so thank you for that. Enough said. I don't want to jinx that. We'll take a few questions. Before we do, we'll be out and about the next couple of days, either virtually or literally, as well as over the weekend, and we'll be back at the War Memorial Monday at 1 o'clock. And my guess is we're going to continue to have news, whether it's more elements of Operation Jersey Summer or more steps that we're going to take to continue to open the state up. Today is a big step in that direction. I've been saying since December, I'm hanging my hat on Memorial Day, so watch that space. With that, any questions? Brian?
Governor, you don't have your pen and paper to write this down, so I'm going to test your memory now.
We also have no microphone, is that right today? So, hi folks, no mic, right? No portable mic. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the question, Brian, which will make it even more challenging.
Last week you said weeks on lifting the indoor mask mandate. Are you still going with weeks, or would you use a singular week?
No news today on this. So the question is, the indoor mask mandate, is it a matter of weeks or not? Again, we consulted, we just didn't put our finger in the air. We consulted medical experts, made this decision, particularly given our density and our experience with this pandemic. Any amount of time on the clock allows us to two things. Number one, if people keep their guard up, that allows us to continue to drive the numbers into the ground. And you can see them again today. They're going down, and they're going down at a steep rate. So even if it's only a matter of days, every single day counts. And per the reason we're here today, with every day, and we're trying to put rocket fuel into that, the number of folks getting vaccinated is going in the other direction, up, up, up. So I got no news on that per se. We are opening this place up. There's no question about it, and we will open it up fully. We'll do it responsibly, safely, and as soon as we think we can.
Follow up to that, Governor.
Please.
How many more arms do you need to really feel that this state is as vaccinated as it can realistically be?
I think I'll stick with where our objective has been, 4.7 million adults by the end of June, fully vaccinated. It's going to be a challenge. There's no question about it. So programs like this, we're not just sort of dreaming up for no good reason. We need to get the Operation Jersey Summer as full bore as we possibly can. We're now just about, Dan, at 4 million, just about. I suspect we'll cross 4 million by tomorrow. I think we're going to cross 70% first shots in the next day or two of adults, not including the 12 to 15 cohort. But I believe that's what it's going to take. And Operation Jersey Summer has a bunch of different elements. I mentioned the community core, just to spend 30 seconds on that. They're focused on, we can get to the communities. They're focused especially on communities where the vaccination rate is under punching. And they are not entirely, but virtually entirely communities of color, where we know we've got equity issues, where we've got to bring the vaccine to the people as opposed to sitting back and expecting that people will come to the vaccine. So it's a whole variety of different elements vectoring into different parts of our population. Sir, how are you?
Speaking of beaches, we've got Memorial Day weekend coming up shortly. The Borough of Deal has introduced an ordinance that would reserve parking on weekends on all the streets closest to the beaches for residents only. They will be issuing placards to residents, and people who do not live in Deal will have to park west of Ocean Avenue, which, if you're familiar with that, is a
Yep.
very heavily trafficked street. Does that violate the public trust doctrine, in your opinion, and will you be taking any action regarding that?
I don't. Do you have any? Yeah, come on, Sean. I'll let Sean step up and address that.
Sure. So we're looking at it really hard, right? So just to be clear, I know that folks may sometimes suffer the misimpression that DEP runs all the beaches. We have the pleasure of running this one, not all of them, but the state and DEP have a role in ensuring that folks comply with the public trust doctrine. And we have been in communication with the borough, looking at what it is that they're doing, and in particular examining whether it is appropriate in the face of agreements that are that exist relative to beach access. So we're not prepared to give you an answer as to whether there are violations or not. We certainly want to make sure that public access is afforded in all cases. So it's under review right now, and as soon as we come to a landing place on that, we can make sure you know.
Their adoption date, that is June 2nd. Do you anticipate having this agreement with them?
I anticipate that we will be in touch with them, yes.
I don't have the level of insight into Deal that Sean and his team have. I would say, as a general matter, the spirit, particularly this year, when everyone is desperate and dying, in some cases literally, to get out and enjoy outdoor weather and our extraordinary shore, I land conceptually very much on the side, let's make sure everyone has access to that. Dave, I barely recognize you without your mask, man. I assume that's why you came today. Yeah. I love that. I love that. I think implied in your question is that dinner with Tammy and me does not have the same cachet as $1 million. It sounds like is the premise. I'd repeat what I said a week or two ago, which is everything remains on the table, and we've looked at it. I think every program that other states, and in many cases quite creatively, have put forward. So I'd say that review continues, and we're not saying no to anything yet. The clock is ticking. So in fairness, we got to, if June 30th is our deadline, it's not like we're going to stop doing this on June 30th, but we've got a goal to reach by then. Today's May 19th, so the clock is definitely ticking. A lot of states have done some interesting stuff. A lot of states look to us and like what we've done. And I think given our summer reality and given the extraordinary state parks as an example, this one feels really good to us. Knocking on people's door feels really good to us. Getting them a glass of wine or a bottle of beer feels really good to us. Those mobile units, the Grateful for the Shot program that the Pandemic Relief Fund has pioneered. So we'll stay at it. A typical night for me would be a glass of Chardonnay, probably followed by, I think I'm going to lean Cabernet on the red, Tom. I hope that's all right, and I hope I don't upset any of our Merlot or Pinot Noir. It's actually, exactly, as long as it's Jersey. Brent, how are you? Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame parents, and my guess is that's not for a forever and always either. I believe, and Dan Brown will follow up with you, I believe it's following the CDC guidance on that piece. So we're, if you will, again, consulting medical experts and in the process of opening this place up wide, hopefully sooner than later, safely and responsibly. We still think indoor masks make sense for at least a little bit longer. But I think beyond that, it's following the CDC guidance. I don't have any insights for you. But again, most importantly, none of this is forever and always. We want to get out of this. I want to get out of it as much as folks do. I want to thank Tom Costantino, and Tom, to you and the Wine Growers Association for everything you do. Superintendent Colonel Pat Callahan, Commissioner Sean LaTourette. What a day to be on the Jersey Shore, and in particular at this American gem, Island Beach State Park. You got one. I didn't see you. I apologize. Nothing personal. One more. Tell Brenda I'm a big fan of hers. I continue to be, but she's given her questions to everybody and not showing up here. So I just want to make that point for the record. Listen, I'm with them. When I was speaking to the administration before they made their decision on the mask rule, I made the point the 6 foot down to 3 foot even is a game changer. I was on with some CEOs of some of our state's biggest companies today with having a similar conversation. I believe it's a question of when and not if. I would prefer in this case that the feds make the move, because you pick not a restaurant so much as a corporation that's got people in a bunch of different states. That makes it hard on them to have a different reality in Jersey than they might have in another state they operate in. So I hope sooner than later, and I hope the feds take that first step. Apologize for not seeing you early on. Again, Sean, Tom, and Pat, thank you all. Folks, visit our state, get vaccinated, visit our state parks, our wineries. Tammy and I are looking forward to having dinner with a couple of folks out there. Thanks all for coming out. Here's to a great summer in Jersey, on the shore, in the entire state. Thank you all.